Before the modern period, a huge gulf separated spoken Chinese from written Chinese. Chinese works of history, political philosophy, poetry, and otherwise was written in a very high style that bore little, if any, resemblance to the way that people spoke in everyday life. In this literary style, often referred to as classical Chinese, the base semantic unit was typically the individual Chinese character. Whether a poem, a work of philosophy, or otherwise, the reader of classical Chinese works would need to interpret on a character-by-character basis in order to understand the meaning of the text. In spoken Chinese, by comparison, two-character compounds are highly common. That is to say, the base semantic unit in much of spoken Chinese are two phoneme or two character combinations. There are other important differences as well. Spoken Chinese is broken up into a host of dialects. More accurately, we might refer to them as multiple Chinese languages. These include Mandarin, Jin, Wu, Gan, Hui, Hakka, Xiang, Min, Yue, Ping, among others. Intriguingly, some of these Chinese languages preserve archaic pronunciation more than others do. In a classic example, Tang Dynasty poetry, when read according to standard northern dialect that is taught in schools today, often does not rhyme. When these same poems are read in Cantonese, however, they do. By comparison, the Chinese writing system has for centuries been unified across Chinese geography and across the many different speakers of Chinese languages. Something that most people don't know is that there are Cantonese-specific Chinese characters. For example, these characters. One of the most striking is the character for the Cantonese word mo, which literally means the absence of, or there isn't any. To produce this character, the conventional Chinese character you, which signifies presence or possession, has been modified so as to indicate negation. Specifically, the contents of the character have been scooped out. You will be hard-pressed, however, to find any newspapers or books in mainland China which use these Cantonese characters.